award given every year, and Lone Star Jr., Johnny Rutherford, River Oaks hometown guy, was only the second recipient of this award. And in my opinion, the monument that they put out there is very nice looking. Somebody spent a lot of money building that, and I felt very strongly that with that park, where it's located, what will be going on in the future with River Oaks Boulevard, I really wanted to see us take advantage of what they gave to us and do some landscaping and work around it and start making it look a little bit like a park, actually. And there had been some other designs made, but I had never seen those, so I tried to design this in a way to where this could be phase one of many phases if indeed everybody wanted that. But basically, what I did was go out there and look at it. So the racetrack design is one that I had not seen until today. So that's one that they originally had designed, but I think it's a lot higher price point than what I'm talking about, so we could work towards that. This would still fall in line with that. I'm just anxious to get something going. So if you look at like the overhead view, that gives you an idea of where in the park that would be located. Then the view after that gives you a little bit better idea of the actual size and all that. So basically, when I looked out there at the clearing of the trees and all that, a 20 by 20 concrete pad with it's 6 foot from the curb to that pad if we put that right in the center. And so I figure we'd go ahead and make it 6 foot wide, since that seems to be the new norm for sidewalks instead of 3 foot. So basically we've got a 6 foot by 6 foot pad that comes off the curb and then goes on to the 20 by 20 pad with a monument in the center. I reached out and got donations for at least 2 and possibly 3 park benches. Had some help from Councilman Chisholm and trying to find the right looking and priced and all that park benches. But we've got the Lions Club has committed to purchasing one for us, and so has the River Oaks Historical Society. So that won't cost us anything. And then Dan had also mentioned, like this particular design that I gravitated towards, made by the Texas Correctional Industries.
Interesting name for a company.
Right. Well, you realize what it is. You know. So yeah, they make these in Huntsville, evidently. But the design you see there has the round on the arm, so the thought was possibly having some of the plasma cup metal like we've had made for the police and fire department, some of those things we could I've talked to them, but it hadn't been done yet, so, but it looks like we can probably get possibly like an image of the yellow submarine that he was most known for, and maybe put that in the inside the circle on one side, and maybe his number 4 on the other side, or maybe his name or the name of the park. Part of that would just depend on what looks right when we really talk to those folks about putting that on there. Then at the Parks Board meeting, it was brought to our attention, I think, by I can't think what I'm trying to say here. The approach, ADA curb approach, was missing out of my proposal here. So I understand that would cost about $500. And right now the dollar donations is up to how much?
$22,538.
Okay, so they've got $22,000 in dollar donations, and so what I'm asking for would be $5,700 to get a basic design started here. I did fail to mention just a very small amount of landscaping is included here to actually bring a truckload of topsoil and truckload of mulch and put that around some of the existing trees and doing a little cleanup of the existing, and as well as maybe putting a couple of small boxwoods just around, in my vision, probably beside the sidewalk, so there's a little bit of something to start with there. And it looked to me like, and even after seeing this other drawing, that David had drawn up, I believe, or I guess you also worked with it as well, I guess.
Okay.
So it does look like, if the funds and desire and all that came up, it looks to me like, that could be incorporated with this at a later date. There would have to be some changes made to it, but it still looks like it would work within this, but to me, this is a way to get something off the ground. I think with y'all's approval, I think I could actually have this thing probably completed in 6 weeks. So, any questions?
So how much do you actually need to do everything you're talking about? It's,
$5,700.
did you say there was more needed for the approach or something?
And that includes that.
Okay.
Yeah, so the thing I've submitted here shows $5,200, and Gordon said he thought that was, the $500 was a pretty solid number for adding the ADA, cutting out the curb and adding the ADA, whereas I was starting a sidewalk at a curb.
And small amount of landscaping too is included in that.
So, yeah, and I kind of rounded that part up, but I've got like $100 for 4 to 6 boxwoods, and then $600 for mulch and dirt to go around. So there's some places there where the weed block and all that is sticking through. And they're saying we need to just, and that was part of the plan, I guess, already for that park, that some of that would be pulled up. Jill joined us. How you doing?
Hi.
So to clean some of that stuff up, which I think part of that would already be included in the routine that was already planned, but certainly I think it would all go well together to help make that look a little bit more like a park as opposed to just an island in the center of everything.
And that's,
Darren, who would be doing the work?
Well, different contractors, and I would be doing some of the work as well, some of the simple landscaping stuff.
Okay, but I didn't know if you relied on volunteer labor or if it was included.
No, well, only so far as myself and a little bit of labor from the parks, from Public Works, excuse me. So I've been talking to Gordon about it a little bit, and we would work together to make all this happen, and part of it would be, yes, me doing a small amount of physical volunteer work, but and working with some of his guys as well.
Well, I think it's a good idea. I think it's a relatively small amount of money. It is, like you said, a very visible area. It will make that look more professional, which I think we need to do there. So I'm happy that you put this together for us.
Thank you.
I make a motion, we approve $5,700 from the Park Board Dollar Donation Fund for improvements to Lone Star Junior Park.
Would you, go ahead and just adopt it by ordinance if you could? The ordinance number.
you got that down,
It's, ordinance 1335/2022.
that's item 18, John. We're not put a few dollars more in there just in case you have some kind of overage. Rounded up 6,000.
Somebody make that motion, I think that's a wonderful idea.
I would make that amendment to you.
I'll make-
If you don't need it, but at least you don't have to come back.
Approve ordinance 1335-2022, allowing the Park Board to spend $6,000 on upgrading Lone Star JR Park.
Second. We have a motion and a second to approve ordinance number 1335-2022, amending the general fund budget by expending park dollar donations for Phase 1 improvements to Lone Star JR Park in the amount of $6,000. Is there any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Darren.
Thank you all, appreciate it.
Thank y'all, Park Board.
And the park board's been doing a wonderful job, especially on McGee, so I want to make sure and say that they've worked hard on several things, and so so is Gordon, so we're making headway, and I guess that